really, it's super chill. It's not a big thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Cool. So you can just look at me for these ones, yeah? Just tell me, why did you want to become a coach? What was the whole purpose?
Okay. This is a big question. I wanted to become a coach because I can do it actually, and because it takes so many skills to be a coach, and it happened that I have all of these skills, so it wasn't hard for me to do it. Not only that, because this is not enough to be a coach, because you need to have a good intention, and you need to have a good vision, and you really need to care also. So it's not only about having the skills and knowing how to do it, it needs much more than that. So I found like I have all of this, and actually I can help other people. I wanted through things that I can actually help other people with. So if I don't do this, why do I expect other people to do it? If I'm sure I can do it in a better way, why to just let it go for someone else? So sometimes you have to take responsibility of things. So I was like, okay, I will do that.
That's awesome. And I love that, right? Because you have the skills to do it. And I think that's like a big thing most of the time, right? It's like, you know there's a change that needs to happen in the world.
Yeah.
And no one else is doing it. But because you have the skills and the natural ability to do it, you know, you could then step into that role. Is that kind of how you feel?
I think good intention, it masks everything else. Like you can have everything, but you don't have a good intention, then everything will be ruined. But I think it's having a good intention, and it's very important. It's very important because you can have a good skill or learn new skills and learn so many things, no? You can do everything.
You can do anything.
Yes, but if you don't actually deep understand the things and you have a good intention, you can do everything, you can success, you can be the best one in your everything, but you will not change the world to a better place. You will change it to your own benefit. And this is the thing.
The intention is really that like core, right? Like
I think
even all the skills having around that, if you don't, like you said, you don't have that intention, you can't create that impact for everyone else.
And caring. I think you need to care. If you don't care, this is the problem. If you don't care, it's a big thing. You really need to care.
Of course. Then what's the point, right?
You can care about yourself.
Yeah.
You can care about your own. There are so many things to care about, but I mean to care for the future. This is like the care. The caring should be to the right things. This is what I mean.
Beautiful.
That makes a huge difference.
And overall, because I know you were coaching for a while.
Yeah.
What made you, like, what triggered you to enroll in the training itself? Yeah. Maybe you could just look at the camera.
Okay, this is a big question for me. Actually, for me, I was going forward and backward with the coaching thing. And the final thing that made me finalize this decision that خلاص Noor, you have to be a coach and there is no go back. For me, it was the recent war that is happening, and I felt like at the core of everything, the actual problem is people, like how they feel within themselves. I know maybe some people will find this is stupid, but for me, I understand this is the core of everything. Why is like people hating each other and killing each other? Because they feel insecure, they have personal problem. And that was my contribution to reduce the incidence of war one day, in my point of view. So that for me, I felt like if we don't actually solve this problem, when I'm not able to succeed in my career, or I'm not having good friendship, or I can't find a good person to live with, will end up having actually war and destroying the entire planet. It doesn't actually start with the war. It starts much before. And this is my view of life in general. And that's why I felt like actually there is no better time than this time. If we are aiming to have a better life for the next generation or for 10 years from now, we have to start now. So for me, I was like, خلاص, you have to start now. Noor, you have to become coach. If you don't become coach, you will carry on with your same career, which everyone else is doing. Anyone can do what you are doing. Of course, not the same way, but still we can do it. they can do what I'm doing, it's fine. But the other things, this I believe no one can do it the same way I can do it.
100%. Love that, yeah. Let me just slightly adjust this. So, no, that's it. I just come a little closer to you, if that's okay.
You want me to come closer?
No, you go.
Okay.
So look, overall, I mean, I know you have that passion for coaching, but what was that thing that made you think, I need to enroll in a training? Like from the skills perspective to like get you know what I mean? Like to get a certificate, to have like the skills behind it.
Because now I'm taking it seriously. Like, you know, it's a serious thing. That's why the previous answer built on this answer. There is a time at which you decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm serious about this. And now, if you are taking things seriously, you are going to approach it differently. If this is actually going to be my actual profession, I need to be certified. I need to make people trust me more. I have to be more confident in myself. And this is actually one important thing for me. I wanted to be confident because whatever I'm doing in my life, I have studied it in details. I passed and I was good in it. So I can tell myself I'm confident in what I'm doing. Okay, now I want to life coach. It's only a skill. I get opinion from people who I'm coaching, but who's the authority that can tell me, Noor, you are good enough to coach? Sometimes you need to have this validation from someone who's ahead of you. So I wanted to get the certification. I wanted to get this kind of validation. I want also to make sure I'm covering all of the important aspects of coaching, because at the end you want to deliver the maximum benefit and the least also harm to the clients, because there is always chance of harm. So it's very important to have a core knowledge of everything. That's why I think it's a very good point to start with the actual training. After doing it, I feel like, oh my God, this is really helpful. This would have done so many shortcuts for me during this time. It's crucial actually, but it's not enough. Honestly, you have to practice. You can't just say, I took this course and I'm done. No, you have to practice. It's not enough.
Yeah. Spot on. And I think you're so right. And I think people often, they do this all professions, but coaching specifically, is they kind of get it muddled up, where they think, oh, all I need to do is do the training, get the certificate, and then, then I'm great. So I'm just going to open up and I'm going to have clients, people are going to hire me. And we're like, that's the start. That's literally just your foundation, then you build on top of that, right?
It's very important, because I think making people understand this, it's very important to reduce the harm of errors, because coaching have so many potential of errors. Like the coach can say something and can literally ruin the client's life. It can be this harmful. And you have to be aware of all of the potential of risk and potential of harm that can reach to the clients. And that's why you need the training, and that's why you have to be patient with yourself and train and give yourself enough time to understand yourself. Also, I think a big part of this is actually coaching your own self. If you coach your own self, if you don't have a client, you just go and coach your own self. It helps a lot. If you coach yourself, you go coach someone else, much easier.
It is, right? And I think that's the cool part, and that's what we really try to do as well, is try to create it in a way where it's not just you're doing this just to become a coach. Like, no, you have to go through your own personal transformation first, using those skills, and then be able to apply that elsewhere. So like, how did you find that? Like, what was it like, not only from learning the coaching skills, but what was it like from the personal transformation side, going through everything?
Oh my God. So the thing for me, I started with coaching because everyone was able to point that I have the skills. But it doesn't matter how many people point on my skill if I can't see it, if I can't believe in it. And that was a barrier for me. But because it was too much pressure, and I felt like, Noor, why don't you just do it? Why don't you just give it a try? And there's nothing to lose. I did it for like few months, and I felt like there is something not correct in the process. I can coach people with what I know, but I have to go through my own transformation journey. I can't just coach people. What about? It felt like there is no balance. I had a period with each client for 1 month. I finished with each client. I had 4 that time. It was my first trial. Then I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. I felt like there's something not right. Not because I'm not confident, beside that. So I went through my own transformational kind of journey. At that time, I was taking the time to make my own conclusion of the things. Okay, you keep listening, you keep hearing, you keep saying, listening to other people's opinion, which I totally respect and admire, but it's not enough. You have to understand those are the shortcuts, but this is not your own way. You have to make your own journey, and this is what most people get messed up with the whole thing. Okay, I can learn from so many people, but what I learn, it's not exactly what I need. This is my job to know what I exactly need and to put my own blocks to make my own journey. And I needed that for like 1 year and more than 1 year. And after that, it happened that the same clients were contacting me again. I was like, why are you contacting me again? I was like, okay, خلاص, if you really want, I'm going to give you. Yani, it doesn't matter for me anyway. It's like, it's not harmful for me, so I'm going to continue coaching you. So I carried on coaching the same people I started with, and everyone was commenting the same. You are so much different now. It sounds more like you are coaching your own way. It felt like, okay, this is the right way. Actually, you cannot exclude this from the procedure. This is very essential because you're making your own coaching style. And I don't know how can you convince this to the new coaches, because making them understand this is going to reduce so much harm of coaching. But I don't know how can we convince them that, okay, you are certified, but just wait.
There's more that you can do, right?
It's a bit hard, but for me it was the opposite. So it was like, it's fine, the certificate just give me an extra push so I can just carry on. It's a different that you can't actually apply to the really, it's not like the scenario that you can say, okay, she did this, I can do the same. No, I can do the same. So this is kind of, I don't know if I answer your question.
No, of course, 100%. No, 100% understand you. And I think that experience, especially, that's why it's so interesting for you, because a lot of people came in having gone through a lot of personal transformation for themselves, but not really having had that experience with coaching and like actually applying it, whereas you were already coming in with a lot of experience.
That's a great point, what you said, because you can go through a transformational journey in your life and you are amazing, but you don't have the skills to teach. Still, you are not ready to do that. You are totally right, and that's why it's a different. That's why I'm saying it's a skills of coaching. You need to teach. You need to understand empathy. So many things to actually deliver what they need. How can you give someone what they need when you actually? Maybe sometimes you are imposing your own journey on them. See, it's very hard. So that's why you need to have the skills. It's not enough that you did it. You did it, but they're not going. They're going through different way than us. Yeah.
I think that's spot on. As much as I'm quick. So I think overall, right, it's kind of like those two challenges. It's either people coming in, having gone through a personal transformation, but like you said, not having the skills to be able to impart that on another person in a way that's not going to cause harm. And then you have people who kind of on the other side where they want to get the coaching skills, but they haven't done enough inner work and they haven't done their own transformation to be able to do it, which is one of the biggest reasons why, like, as we've gone through our own transformation and put this program together, we've tried to give the experience so that you achieve both of those things, which is why we try to do the personal transformation first, right? And this is one of the things we're also going to change going forward. That first 8 weeks is just personal transformation. Like, we're not even going to think about anything related to anything else. Like, use these skills, use these tools, go through it yourself, and then layer on the coaching skills specifically, right, after that as you go. So it's awesome to hear. Thank you, honestly.
I just want to say something. Actually, you have done it in a very smart way. This is something also to highlight, because as you said, you at the beginning you did the personal growth, then the coaching. Not only that, but you are also providing the one-to-one coaching. This is very, very smart, because I know that you are trying to push it at the end, but I believe some people will need it at the beginning, because this is the time at least they are trying to understand what's going on. And this is a great addition, because you are actually giving them a model of how a coach does the work, and plus you are helping them. And then they can get a sense of things, so they can relate to their experience as a client and how they can see a coach doing things. I think this is really a brilliant way of doing it. I know it's hard with time and everything, but it's really a very smart way of designing the things. And I would say, like at the beginning, especially the personal growth content, it should have one-to-one. Yeah, it's very important because it will be hectic, and it's new things is always hectic for anyone in life. So they will make them feel like I'm in the right place. Everything is clear. I can see the vision of this is happening. I can imagine things. This will give a lot of confidence and also a trust and a coach that they are dealing with. Yeah. So this is one of the highlights of this training.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think we've wrestled with that back and forth so many times. Like when do we do the one-on-ones, right? We were like, at first we were like, okay, we're going to do it during the course.
Yeah.
And then when it was during the course, it was just too intense.
It's too intense.
There was too much going on.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, well then do we do it before? Do we do it after? But I think, and I mean, based on what you said, I think we need to almost personalize it based on the person to see, like, do they need that coaching work before to lay the foundation, which I think would be more the case if someone is kind of very new and hasn't gone through that journey.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just brainstorming.
Yeah.
Some people, especially if they're more focused on the business side, might benefit from the coaching afterwards and have it more focused on, okay, what are you going to do now, to put to put these skills into practice and build a business,
Yeah.
So we're wrestling with that idea back and forth, but I appreciate the insight of you.
I agree with what you said.
What do you think has been like your favorite part of the whole training experience? So outside of the specific tools, just the experience of it.
This is a big question. I don't know. Everything was the whole experience was very satisfying for me. I really like everything about this experience. What is the highlighted one? I think the addition of having one-to-one, it was really great. This was very special addition. Anything else, it was just amazing. I like the whole experience, so from the content and also providing all this content and the app. It's amazing. Everything is it was a great experience for me. You are doing the weekly workshop to stay in contact with people and make sure they understand. And you have all of the content, they can go back and check in details. And you have the one-to-one coaching. This is amazing. The whole experience everything was good, and putting all of this together, it was very enriched experience. So I believe anyone would go through this would have all the needed knowledge if they invest in themselves. It's not only about you can give people all the information, but you actually need to invest in yourself. If you're taking it seriously, I think most of the information you got, really what else do you need? From all what I read and I'm telling you, this is all of the information you need. You are not missing a core information as a coach. Seriously, everything there is enough to build a coach. Skills wise, everything is perfectly put together. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's just see. You step forward just a touch for me. So I'm just playing with these angles.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Okay.
Awesome. Forget about the camera though, don't worry about the camera.
Okay.
Because I know that's what happens, right? I'm the same. I'll be talking normally and then I remember there's a camera there and I'm like, oh shit. Okay. So who do you want to help with your coaching? If you had to describe the ideal person, and I know you might have many people in many different niches, but if you had to just instantly think of it off the top of your head, who do you want to help most in the world?
Okay, my criteria to help people is that anyone who is not able to actually live life. Why people are not living life? Because they're living in their head, reliving all of their past experiences. They can't get over what happened when they were kids, adult, or maybe teenager, or maybe just past experience 2 months ago. They're repeating it over and over again. And anyone who's suffering from this, they can't actually live life because they are just putting so many barriers and reliving what happened before. This is my target.
I love that, right? You're literally living in the past. And there's a beautiful saying that say you can't drive forward when you're always looking backwards, right?
Yeah.
Because then you trip over shit. We're being very practical about it. It's all about this, right? So if you could just click your fingers right now and create one major change in the world, what would that change be?
Taking responsibility. Yeah, I think this will change a lot.
Amazing. I love that. Awesome. So I know we ask this every single day of the training. What was your biggest win for the training as a whole?
Okay, my biggest win actually, coming to know you guys, was a huge one for me. Because I said this before, I'm going to say it again. It's hard to find people who think the same way, like with the same alignment of way of thinking, the way you work, the way you have certain value at work. This for me, it's like, it was very hard to meet in my life. So actually seeing how you are doing things in a very similar way to what I would do it. That was, I think that I was always telling my friend. I was like, those people are doing things as if I'm doing it. So I feel so chill to see them doing it. Like I don't bother anymore. I don't know if this makes sense, but it's like, it's not the way you do it, but it's the value that you see people are maintaining. That's why you can give certain tasks to certain people and feel like, oh, that person can do that, you know? So when I see you guys doing this, I feel like this is very good to see people doing their job in this perfect way and the right way. And you feel this is so good to actually witness in real life. So you give me this model of actually what is in my head can work. This is my personal one. It's beside everything, but the certificate is a huge thing for me. I need to be honest about that, but I got much more than that. I got the confidence. I got also the confidence to know what I know is actually working, and also I got more knowledge that can make me more stable in what I'm saying. And the whole experience was actually a win. It's really hard to say, Rory, what is the win, because so many things, but I'm just highlighting the most important things. So, yeah.
Thank you. Awesome. And last two for this one, if you don't mind, just look over here. So imagine someone is they want to sign up, whether it's for themselves, whether it's to become a coach, right?
Okay.
So they're interested in it. And what we really want is what would you say to that person? Not any random person to encourage them to do it, but someone who knows they need it, but they're almost there, but they're just not taking the jump. You know what I mean? So what would you say to that person?
I would say seriously, this is one of the biggest investments you will do in your life. If you are really caring about improving yourself or improving your coaching skills, absolutely, this is the right place to start with or to end with. For me, I ended with that, and it was a great addition. Imagine if you start with it. So this is one of the courses I would guarantee 100%. If you are really you are clear within your intention, you know what you are doing, you don't hesitate, you just take it, honestly.
Amazing. Awesome. And last but not least, what was one moment or one time that just made you laugh? What was one time that was funny?
I don't know, I always laugh at silly things, so it's not a hard thing. You mean during the coaching thing? Or in life?
So the whole period, what was one moment where you just laughed and you were like, this is hilarious?
Everything is hilarious. There's so many things, I would laugh at anything, it's not hard. I don't know, I can't make a thing actually.
As long as you don't laugh, that's fine.
I think life is a whole joke, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's much better when you live it like that. Yeah. Amazing. Awesome. Cool.